Don't go anywhere. We have a great theme for this episode, so let's go ahead and start the intro. Oh, hello there. Now, you don't know who I am, but you're here because you're a Sega Master System fan, or you're curious about the Sega Master System. Because this is yet another episode of the great North American Sega Master System Game Hunt. Oh boy. For this series, we have been collecting and playing all of the Master System games released here in the United States. And this is a great episode because we have yet another little theme going on here. We're going to be looking at TransBot, and then Cyborg Hunter. Oh yeah, full-on big robot, full-on mech action. This is going to be cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. Before we get all into this, let's break down some of these details here for the series. As we are collecting all the Master System games, we are looking to get the case, the manual, and the game itself. And of course, any little inserts that might be available as well. You know, sometimes we get a game catalog or a poster. All that extra stuff is awesome, just a cherry on top, as we look to make this the most full, complete collection that we can. First up, we have TransBot on the Sega card. We open it up to find TransBot the manual here, and then the little Sega card. Take a moment to read the back of the box like we like to do in all these videos so we can see what we're in store for, because remember, when we were buying this stuff back in the 80s and early 90s, this is all we had. Yeah, maybe we had a magazine that was giving us a review or two, but what we really had was to pick this up, look at the back, read it, and then make our decision from there. TransBot. Thwart an underground invasion with your transforming weaponry. The ground is scarred by craters, a reminder of the recent Dallas invasion, and continuous acid rains give the sky an eerie iridescence. Oof, acid rain. Never good. You are the only TransBot pilot left from the now defunct regime, so you must battle wave after wave of orbiting debris. Try to get to the notorious Dallas artificial intelligent computer. Ooh, is this a precursor to Skynet?
What?
Fortunately, your astroplane can go through 6 different transformations, turn into a robot warrior, and more. By the time you transform, you should be able to penetrate the fortress of Dallas and rid the galaxy of her evil influence forever. Alright, let's see what action is in store for us with TransBot. TransBot here was released in October of 1986, and per usual, this was developed by Sega and also published by Sega. As you saw, this was released on the little Sega card. Now, let's talk a little bit about those cards. The Sega card had a maximum capacity of 32 kilobytes of memory. Alright, that doesn't sound like too much. And it's not. Take for instance, let's go over to the NES, and let's look at Super Mario Bros. That game, for its simplicity, was all of 40 kilobytes. Then if we jump from that and we look at The Legend of Zelda, we see that that was 128 kilobytes altogether. So for the Sega card, being maxed out at 32 kilobytes means you can only have so much. And by so much, I mean very little. Thankfully, very little is really all you need for TransBot, because for as small as this is, it packs some pretty good value in playability. I'm going to have to tell you just really how small this is. There are only 2 levels in this game. That's right, 2 levels. That's it. And then once you're done with those 2 levels, you loop back again and start from the beginning. But you keep your point totals, so you keep going from round to round, looping these 2 levels over and over again, you know, chasing a high score. Yeah, for some people, that may not be enough, and I totally understand, but on the other hand, when you just want something quick to play, this is great. As you keep flying here in your TransBot, your CA-214, you can get up to 7 different upgrades for your gun, and sure, when you get those upgrades they do slowly diminish as you use them, but that's okay because another one is right around the corner. When you grab a power-up item, you have an indicator at the top of the screen that goes from A to G, then you just wait for it to get to the right letter that you want, hit your button, and there you go, there's your new upgrade, until you get another one. And the upgrades are pretty cool. Again, it allows you for some good replayability to try some things out, as you only have these 2 levels to play with. They found the loop, they found the reason to keep bringing you back. it works. Do not pay any attention here to the end boss. It is definitely not an AT-ST from Star Wars. It is just your random two-legged chicken mech which you must destroy so you can loop back to level 1 and continue increasing your high score. Not much else left to say for TransBot other than this was a great way to showcase the Sega card, showing that you can have a very inexpensive, fun game that you can just slot in there and play, enjoy, and pass the control around to see who can get the highest score between you and your buddies, or you and your family, whichever it is. Anyways, pick it up. There we go. Simple yet effective, short yet fun, repetitive yet a good score chasing game. I tell you, it's relatively cheap, so be sure to add it to your collection. I do give it a thumbs up. It was a lot of fun. Simple side-scrolling action like that, as you saw. A lot of times that's all you need is just be able to sit down, pop that in, play it for 10, 15 minutes, you call it good, and move on. Alright. Thanks, TransBot.
Sega. Hot hits today, hot hits on the way. Plug into today's hottest arcade hits, like Afterburner and Alien Syndrome, with even more red-hot arcade hits on the way, like Shinobi, Thunderblade, and two-player Double Dragon. The fun keeps coming at you. Only from Sega. Hot hits today, hot hits on the way.
Now it's time for some Cyborg Hunter. Look at that beautiful black box from Activision, giving us something rather than just the white grid. This looks pretty darn good. Here's the back. Hanger tab again. Looks wonderful. Wait till you see the inside. Oh, yeah. Cyborg Hunter. And there's our cart. Oh man. This one. This one. Just wait till we get to see it and talk about it. But first, before we dive into that, let's read about it, see what we're hunting for. Only one little paragraph here on the back. Okay, I hope this can sell it to us. Cyborg Hunter. The year 2242. You're the toughest bounty hunter in the galaxy. You've amassed a fortune by defeating the most vicious creatures known to man. And now, deep in the enemy cyborg fortress, you can almost taste your next paycheck. I mean, okay, sure. But there's a little work to be done before you can cash in. Like blasting swarms of deadly cyborgs with your powerful psycho gun. And a battle-to-the-death showdown with Viprin, the vile cyborg leader. Prepare yourself for one explosive payday. Okay, actually that does pretty good. I like it. I can go for that. Okay, alright. I like this. That one little paragraph, short and sweet, gets right to the point. Now let's get right to the video, see what it's like. Cyborg Hunter was released here in January of 1989. Developed by Sega and published by Activision. This is not your typical side-scrolling action game. Nah, Cyborg Hunter just ups the ante just a little bit. Makes it a little bit more than just an action game. Between areas, we have our beautiful companion here at Dina, from headquarters of course, telling us what we need to do, what we need to be on the lookout for, and what we need to accomplish in order to move to the next level. You'll see here we end up with a split screen to be able to show us the action in the lower half, and then we have two other areas on the screen which give us various levels of different information. In the upper left we have the 3D tunnel scope, and that lets you see what enemies are coming towards you. You'll see that some enemies are red and some enemies are white. You'll have to determine which color means what. Then in the upper right is your infrared radar map, and that tracks your position in each level and shows you where you are at all times, whether you're going from room to room, and indicates where you're going in the elevator, whether it be up or down. Not like it can go any other direction. And then if neither of those are helping you figure out where you need to go, then be sure to listen for the audio cue. You're going to hear what sounds like, I guess you could call it a homing beacon, that just gets faster and faster as you get closer and closer to certain things that you're supposed to be next to, or to pick up, or to defeat. So get ready, be aware, because all these lower cyborgs, chief cyborgs, and cyborg bosses aren't going to just tell you where they're at. You're going to have to go out and find them, level by level, room by room, area by area, until you can finally defeat the big bad. Oh, but now here's the twist. Here's the thing that nobody would have figured out, well, unless you read the instruction manual. That is, you need to have controller number 2 plugged into the console as well to be able to play this game. That's right, as a one-player game, it requires 2 controllers. One of the downsides of the Sega Master System controllers is that it only has 2 buttons, the 1 and the 2 button. There is no start button, there is no select button. Whereas on the NES, we're used to pressing the start button to pause things, well, the pause button is on the console itself with the Master System. And then the select button? Well, there isn't one. Not one at all. So for Cyborg Hunter here, you have to use controller number 2, that button, number 1, is your select button. And by pressing that button on controller number 2, brings up your inventory screen. And if you don't have a second controller, then you're never getting to your inventory screen, and you're never being able to select your new weapons, or even the items you need to be holding to get through certain areas of the game. Okay, I know, some of you think that might be a bit ridiculous, but it was a really cool, innovative, and, just creative way to be able to make this happen. Yeah, you're getting new weapons, you're getting new upgrades, but yet how are you going to be able to select them? Well, here's the way around it. Here's how you can do that. Plug in controller 2, press the button over there, that pulls up your inventory screen, switch things out as you need to, then go back to playing. I mean, whatever works, right? And it does work. Sure, it's cumbersome at first, but you get used to it. It's not actually that bad. Cyborg Hunter isn't the most difficult game, but it's not the most easy game either. It's actually, I would say, it fits right in the middle. It's just that sweet spot. It's got a challenge, but yet you can overcome it, and you can get really far in your first playthrough, your second or third playthrough, and you can just get further and further, and pretty soon, boom, you're done. You won. You saved everybody. You're the hero. Gotta say, I give this one 2 thumbs up. Fully endorse, fully recommend. Definitely fatten up your collection with this. Add it as soon as you can. Again, not very expensive. There we go. TransBot, Cyborg Hunter. Both worthy of adding to your collection. Both a lot of fun. Really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed them. One for being a bit more simple and straightforward, like TransBot here. And one for being more innovative and creative and not too challenging, but still a lot of fun, Cyborg Hunter. Okay, and as we roll towards the end of the video here, I just want to let you know we had one new pickup, and that was Astro Warrior. Finally grabbed this guy. I've been looking at him all the time on eBay and at conventions, and I've just, for some reason, always kind of passed him by, but this time, finally picked him up. Here we go. Inside, you'll see we have everything as well. Beautiful. No hanger tab. It got ripped off there, but that's okay. Maybe I'll find another case along our collection journey that has a hanger tab that I can go ahead and switch this out for. Alright, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing with me with all these videos as I explore and get to know the Sega Master System, and again, having a blast. That's why I keep sharing it. This is all so much fun. Wait, what does that say? Yes. Oh, okay. So, once again, thank you for watching. And as always, game on. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Yeah.